All right, welcome to Candid Combos. We're going to do a quick ad for you all. If you want to submit your ads or any promotion, please email us at candidconversations.com. candidconversations@gmail.com. Again, that's candidconversations@gmail.com. All right.
Afros were in style, Soul Train was on TV, Funkadelic filled the airwaves.
Back in 1976, Southern Illinois was the place. Five women came together, style, confidence, beauty, and grace. Cedar Phi Beta was the calling, scholarship, service, sisterhood too. Finer women with a greater purpose, always representing royal blue. Just five cross that line together, like the 5 pounders way back when. And 50 years later, they still shining, still setting the standard again and again. Straight out of Chicago, with that flavor and that pride. Not from Atlanta, Huntsville, Carbondale too. But the sisterhood never left their side. Mothers, grandmothers, great grandmothers too. Still got the energy, still do what they do. Still got that love, still got that glow. Still entering the room and stealing the whole show. Hey! Principles first in everything. Service always led the way. Stronger women, wiser women still inspire real people today. Two queens built a legacy strong, with sisters and children carrying it on. Generation after generation, keeping the same, the spirit going strong. They laugh loud, they dress fly, still got that sparkle in their eye. And when the music hit, they still ready to move, still got that 1976 groove. 50 years later, and they still outside, still beautiful, still classy, still full of pride. Five women, one sisterhood, one unforgettable legacy. That baby, forever. That baby, forever. That baby, forever. That baby, forever.
This hits different. Welcome to Candid Conversations with Devin and Danielle, where it's real, unfiltered, and unapologetic. Deep conversations with an occasional twist. And when the night falls, Candid Combos with Danielle. After a long day, just looking to unwind, pillow talk, happy hour, vibes, shoes off, wigs off, drinks poured, no pressure, no filters, just real talk, mask off, late night thoughts, 2 shows, 1 vibe, Candid Conversations and Candid Combos. Tap in and stay in the conversations.
Welcome to the conversation. Candid Conversations with Danielle and Devin. Danielle and Luke. Real story. Real stories. Real conversations. Candid Conversations. Candid Conversations. Let's go.
All right. Welcome to Candid Conversations. And it's after 5 p.m. So we're also doing Candid Combos. We have a duel going on. Let's see. Today is now Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. What's going on with you, Clarence?
What's up?
All right. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good, good. And I would be remiss if I did not also welcome my lovely co-host, Mr. Devin. How are you, Devin? Looks like we have you on two screens. Let me fix that. Hold on one second. Let me remove one. Okay, because I was kind of outnumbered with the youngs. You know, we had two Devins and a Clarence. All right. Okay, so today on Candid Conversations, I was told by a little birdie, Devin, that Mr. Clarence wanted to continue our little conversation that we had not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago. And I didn't want to hear anything. I heard a little snippet from Devin, and I just wanted him to be quiet because I'd rather hear it from you, Clarence. And of course, nothing's wrong with trying to monetize on this as well, right?
Always.
Okay, all right. For anyone who doesn't know, Clarence is also Devin's brother. He's our special guest host for today. I don't know. We might need to start having him in as his little weekly thing. We'll see. All right, Clarence, tell us, tell the viewers, tell Devin what in the world is going on. Wait, let me put your little Clarence up. Boom, Clarence takes.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? What you mean?
We talk about a lot of stuff.
Okay, so I heard that you went out on a date. Okay, you went out on a date, and you told this individual that she was not your type. My dimples are dimpling. Come on, dimples. I'm sorry, I'm random. Okay, go ahead.
So I don't think it's necessarily that she wasn't my type, more so that she wasn't gonna do what she needed to do for me to be interested. And I'm not a person that believe in trying to force something that don't fit. So I mean, I think that conversation was more about the fact that, I mean, if you don't like me, you don't like me, that's cool. But if somebody tell me something about me that they don't like, I'm not gonna be like, okay, well, give me a chance to change unless it's something that I feel like is wrong. And we keep having these conversations about men and women and dating and all of this stuff. And it's like, I think the recurring theme is women don't listen. Like, and then when it turns out a certain way, then it's no accountability. Is people claim they want honesty, claim they want transparency, but when you give it to them, they still don't accept it. And then ultimately, it's on us men to try to navigate, you know, how far to go with this, what to enter. Because either way, we're wrong, right? So I would feel like in this situation, if I see And I'll be specific about the things that made me say that we weren't a fit. And it was pretty simple. So I met this person on a dating app, and her profile was appealing, but the person in the profile was not the person in reality. So it's not hard to tell. So it's like, um, presented herself to be traditional Southern belle, looking for the right man to submit to, all that type stuff. So I don't even think she understands what submission is. Um, and not that that's something that I was prioritizing, but if that's what you're advertising, then you should at least know what comes with that. And then, so once we met, she really, like me, we had a conversation where she, was talking about, have I ever been in a situation where I like somebody more than they like me? And I'm sure we all have. But the point was, if I'm not trying to get somebody to like me, and it's not that I don't like her or wouldn't have interest in her, it's just that if you show me you're not willing to do the simplest thing, then I already know you're not going to do the hard thing. It's a question I asked. I didn't always ask this question, and it sounds kind of like it's a trick, but it's not. But I ask men and women this question all the time, and it's like they think way too hard about it. So, what's easier to move, a mountain or a feather? Right? So I asked that question because it's simple. If you tell me it's easier to move a mountain than a feather, it's probably something wrong with you, right? Because you have to find a way to justify making a statement like that. But it's the simplest thing. So if you're gonna overthink something that simple, so obviously the answer is a feather. Point of asking the question is, so if we can both acknowledge it's easier to move a feather, it doesn't take much effort. It's something you can do. It's just a decision if you want to do it. If you're not willing to do that, then I would be a fool to expect you to be gonna move a mountain down the road if you won't move a feather, right? Because it's all about willingness. Now that's a challenge. If you move a mountain, it's gonna be, again, a little bit at a time, whatever, but it'll take a long time, a lot of effort, but it can get done, right? But if you're not willing to move a feather, I would be an idiot to expect you to even put in the effort that it would take to do something that's much more challenging. And that's my point in the whole situation. If you can't control how you talk, so in this particular situation, was on the phone with her, observing her talk to her kids. I didn't like how she talked to her kids. So all these different things. So I laid all of this out for her to let her understand it's not necessarily about her as an individual, but it doesn't fit because she's not going to talk to my kids that way. Because I don't talk to my kids that way. And furthermore, even if she doesn't talk to my kids that way, if she continue to talk to her kids that way, then it would naturally be a conflict because it would create resentment because her kids would feel like my kids get treated better than her kids, right? So all these things, and it's like having this conversation right now, I could go into a lot more detail, but the point is, I don't just throw shit out there, right? I gave her an explanation for why I didn't feel like it was a good fit, valid reasons, everything else. She couldn't accept it. Basically, convinced that if I just give her the opportunity to spend time with me, she's gonna change my mind because she's gonna present all this stuff. And ultimately, that's it's just crazy. So those type of situations, I'm not gonna say to that extent are common, but the basis of it of communicating transparently with somebody and then them not accepting what you're communicating with them, trying to make it into something else, and then ultimately at the end, when it turns out the way that I already knew it was going to turn out in the first place, I'm the bad guy. So I was the bad guy if I wasn't going to give her a chance, and then I was the bad guy for giving her a chance and then telling her, "See, this is not going to work." So it's like it's a crapshoot in a lot of situations because people lie to themselves and convince themselves that they're people that they're not. So the woman that she presented on her profile was just so far from who she actually was as a person. And I told her that, if that woman showed up, I'd have been cool. But that's not who showed up. That's not the reality of the situation. And you can't really get to know somebody that doesn't know themselves. and you can't really build with somebody that's not willing to, at a minimum, be open to actually exploring who they are as a person and being willing to accept that, hey, sometimes what you think you want, sometimes what you think you're gonna be is just not a seamless transition, and you can't force a fit, regardless of how you feel, regardless of how much you like somebody, how interested you are, whatever you want. It's still gonna come back down to the person that you are, the person they are, and if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, and that's not gonna change based off desire, interest, or any of that, because it's still going to go back to the person that you are. So I mean, that was that was the experience in a nutshell of seeing the signs, acknowledging the signs, explaining the stuff to this individual, her refusing to accept it, and then ultimately giving her exactly what she asked for.
Uh-oh. Looks.
Oh, let me turn this alarm off because that's what
Oh,
interrupted
okay.
this.
Wow. So, Dev, then I can unmute you if it's easier that way. Yeah, just nod your head. You want me to unmute you? Yeah. Okay. Hold on one second.
All right.
Oh, never mind. It won't let me unmute you. You have controls. Can unmute? Yep. Just mute yourself. All right. So, may I interject for a moment, Clarence?
Of course.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. How long were you dating, or how long were you seeing this young lady?
I talked to her for about 5 weeks.
Okay. Okay. All right. Davin, do you have anything to say?
No, I agree. A lot of people think they are capable. One, they think they are people that they aren't. Or two, when you show them that they're not, they believe that they are capable of becoming a person. It's always a challenge to me to get people to understand you are who you are. And that doesn't mean that you can't change or become a better person or just to enhance who you are. But who you are at the core of who you are is who you are. So, um, getting people to accept that or even comprehend and understand that is definitely a challenge for most people. I completely understand what he told you, why he feels the way he feels. Like I said, no matter what you do, you kind of always end up being the bad guy. So I think with a lot of the line you want to be on. And I think in this phase and place of life, I'd rather be the bad guy and not deal with you than to be the bad guy that dealt with you and then you felt like I used and abused or took advantage. Um, because I've been in those situations, I've told people a million times, like, this is not what I desire. This is what I'm expecting or what I'm looking for. They swear up and down that they're going to work on certain things and they're going to become better at certain things. As time goes by, the reality is very little changes in most people's lives, especially once they're past a certain age.
Okay.
What's your take or thought?
Well, you mind telling me what she actually had in the profile first, one more time, please?
Some to the effect of she wear a whole bunch of different hats. She active in the community. She listed all the stuff she do from resale and volunteer work and all of this other stuff. But ultimately she was unemployed, right? Which isn't an issue. I could care less because I'm not like that doesn't really matter to me. But she was basically like she's
uh old soul, and she's traditional country girl, and just looking for the right man that's worthy of her submission. The profile actually said that she wanted kids someday, but she already had kids. She already had two kids. So even that was an issue for me, because it's like you're being completely misleading on your profile. And even if the other stuff, the personality stuff wasn't what it is, you got kids. So if and these are the options on that particular dating site. You don't even have to put it on there, right? It's your option if you choose to put whatever. So me personally, on my profile, it says that I have kids and want more, right? So that's the option. It's I don't want kids, I have kids and I don't want more. I have kids and I want more, right? So, or I want kids someday. So, just the fact that her profile says she wants kids someday is implying that she doesn't already have kids. And then when I talk to her, she got two kids, which again, not a problem. It's just the fact that she tried to hide it is a problem. So, and those are the type of things where women are real good at conflating the issue, right? Because when the issue is about your dishonesty, then you try to make it about being a parent. It's not an issue with the kids, it's an issue with you trying to hide the kids. So even having those type of conversations where if I say something you completely twist whatever I said, now we having a conversation or debate, disagreement, whatever, about something that I never said in the first place. That type of stuff most men don't want to deal with, right? And unfortunately, most women listen with their emotions. So I'm very careful about what I say. And then when somebody tell me I said something different than what I said, it's like now we having a conversation about something that doesn't even exist, because that's not my position in the first place. Just the same thing as saying what I brought up about her profile saying that she wants kids someday implies that she doesn't have kids, right? Now is men got a problem with women having kids. That's not the issue. The issue is if you it should say if you could just leave it where it's not on there. But the fact that you chose that option is intentional deceit, because there's an option for have kids and want more. So that's not my opinion. That's just the reality. So, and again, all of that stuff is just nobody want to go through that every day, debating about nonsense, trying to explain simple things. Devin talked to this individual one time, and even in that
Okay.
conversation, whatever, I don't remember what it was about, but the point is he experienced the same thing, because as soon as he got on the phone, they started having a conversation. I remember his response was essentially, then what is we on the phone for? Because she was saying one thing, but her whole attitude and everything else was the opposite. So just the same thing. It's like I'm not crazy. Go ahead.
Hold on a minute. I'm so sorry. May I please? I'd love to continue to hear you, but let's pause for a second. Okay, so Devin, what was this conversation about with her?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't know it was the same girl, but at the point he, bringing it back to that point, like I talking to her for me, she was confrontational and just really
About
honestly
what?
wasn't making sense in her face. So about anything that she was talking about, she was saying that she she was submissive. Oh, we were talking. Oh, I remember the conversation. So the conversation was that she had kids, and she was saying that her kids wasn't her husband's responsibility. And I told her,
Wait, 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 wait,
if
wait,
you
wait,
are,
wait, 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 wait,
if
wait,
her,
wait. I'm so sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. I do apologize. I need a button. I'm so sorry. But she said that her kids isn't her husband's responsibility.
It's not her husband's responsibility. Her kids have a father, and I told her that was crazy. If you are entertaining a man and he's not interested in your children, then you should be interested in that man. I said any
Okay.
man that you know worth the grain of salt. If he's interested in you, he understands that y'all are a package deal, and he's going to inquire and try to get to know things about those children. And she basically told me that it wasn't his responsibility that they had a father. And she don't look for men that are interested in her kids. He needs to be interested in her. And I was just like, well, that's not even biblical. So like, I'm not even gonna waste my time having a conversation with you because you're telling me that you're looking for a Bible-based relationship with a man that you can submit to, and you don't want to work, but you don't expect the man that you are interested in to be financially responsible for these children when you aren't going to work. Like your logic doesn't even make sense. So I just told him, I was like, I'm not even understanding why you're still conversating with this woman. Because for me, the conversation alone, just that one conversation was enough for me to be like, you got it, and move on. Like I'm not the person that entertains nonsense, especially when you can't logically reason through foundation or basic things. If you can't logically process foundational things, like I don't even expect you to even try to accommodate or be a part of my life because there's too many moving pieces and there's too many things that I'm doing that I need a wife that is competent and capable of when I take my hands off of it, she still can keep it together. So I don't even entertain women that have to have those type of conversations. And that's what I told him when I got off the phone with her.
Oh, when you got
I was
off
like,
the phone. Okay, so you weren't saying all this while she was on the phone.
well, I
Okay.
told her that she wasn't making sense, but I told him when I got off the phone with her, I'm like, I'm not understanding why like you're still in communication with this woman or trying to work through rationale when she's not rational. Don't make sense. This don't align
Okay.
with what you say you won't. So like, well, why waste your time and waste hers? Like this is clearly not going to develop into anything meaningful. And so I'm that way. I'm quick to unfortunately judge people from that standpoint. Um, and I didn't really feel like it was judging, but for me, I'm at an age where I'm not trying to build you into becoming something. Like you need to come to the table with me, and then we can build together from there. If I got to raise you up, like I left that 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, I was like, oh, we gonna work through, and she got potential. Today, I don't care how much potential you got, because potential most of the time don't present itself after the age of 40. So if you over 40, you're still trying to figure it out, baby. You got the wrong one. I'm not that guy.
Okay. Okay. Talk your stuff. All right. So wait.
I can't hear
Um
you.
oh, can you hear me now? You can't hear me. Davin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can do.
Okay. Let me remove myself for a second. Okay, what about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so you were talking to her for a while. Devin was on the phone with her. He's like, why are you wasting your time? And now, do you mind telling me what she was saying to her children that turned you off?
I don't know what she was. It's just how she was talking to him.
Explain.
Just yelling, screaming, cursing. You know, uh, negative comments. So I think her son was 7 and her daughter was 5. And based off my observation, I felt like she treated her son like he was the problem with everything that happened. And then with her daughter could do no wrong.
Okay.
But even in correcting her son, she didn't go about like um discipline and punishment is two different things. Correction and criticism is two different things, so on and so forth. So as a parent, then you have to be able to balance that, and just yelling and screaming and cursing at a 7-year old or a 5-year old is, and even with that, because I'm gonna address what Devin said about working with people, because we've had this conversation before, and I completely understand where he's coming from, but we are two different people in two different stages. Like, Devin is beyond where I'm at in his life, and with what he wants to deal with, even with what we want out of life in general, is completely different. So I don't have a problem so-called building somebody up. And she was young anyway. She was 27. So like that's an expectation talking to somebody young, that I'm gonna have to coach them to a certain extent. But you got to be coachable. So that was the thing with the combativeness, because it's like, okay, so you saying you looking for somebody worthy of your submission, but everything about you is confrontational. Nothing about that says you even want to submit to somebody, or you even understand what submission is in the first place. Now, the overall thing with my position about entertaining people, getting to know people, at the
Mhm.
point when we're talking about potential, yeah, I will look at someone's potential, but only until they show me that it's not realistic to expect them to reach it. So I agree with Devin that most people don't reach their potential and so on and so forth, but I will give you the opportunity, but I'm not going to go past that once you show me whatever. So that's really what it boiled down to, is what exactly what he said. So, like, at that point, I saw what I needed to see to feel like, okay, this is it's not going to work. There's no point of really continuing this. But I wouldn't go into a situation to just automatically disqualify a potential partner based off where I met them, because I know I'm a completely different person than I was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, so on and so forth. And if a person is actually willing and trying to become something, then I'm more than willing to help them. But it can't be lip service. And ultimately, I think that's the thing with Devin, is he ain't worried about finding out if it's lip service. He like, "Man, I've seen too many cases already, so I'm not even finna entertain it, because if it wasn't, they'd be where they need to be, right?" So I don't look at things like that. Um, I give people chances. I'll work with people, because I mean, I would appreciate the same opportunity if it was a situation where I wanted something and I was willing to work for it, then give me the opportunity. But if you don't take advantage of the opportunity, then I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. So I will give
Okay.
somebody the opportunity, but I'm not gonna entertain nonsense after they show me that they're not gonna take advantage of it.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. When you first met this individual, did you tell her all of that? Because basically you're in observation phase for the past 5 weeks. Okay. And so what was her rebuttal back to you? What was, like, what was it? did she what was her response besides, give me a chance, please, Clarence? Just give me a chance.
Well, most of the stuff that I said, she actually agreed with, but it doesn't matter if you agree with it if there's no action. So,
Okay.
and ultimately, a lot of things would allow me to really even address certain issues was listening to her talk to her kids, because she would say things to her kids that I said to her. And
Why?
then, because it makes sense.
Wait a minute. Wait. So she will say things to her 7-year-old, and you said 5-year-old?
Yeah.
7 to
So
5-year-old.
as an example, right? So she would, so where she asking, you know, for this opportunity or chance or whatever, there's a lot of times it would be those type of conversations, and she would apologize about certain things and whatever else. And I would tell her, like, I don't need an apology. I need a change in behavior. Right. So then she would echo things like that to her kids later on when she was talking to them. And they would say, you know, they would say they sorry about something or whatever. So just little things like that. So it's like she was listening, but I think she had so much insecurity and so much trauma, she just couldn't let it go. So I didn't cause it, and I wasn't about to subject myself to dealing with immature, insecure person, because I just don't need all of that drama. Um,
What makes her insecure?
I don't know.
Oh, this is funny. Okay.
I can't. Well, just the fact that something happened that I don't really know if I should be talking about on here. Uh, but it's like if somebody do that, it ain't no. It just ain't no rationalizing. Like, that's crazy. I mean,
Okay.
so what?
Okay.
You like
So,
don't you curious?
well, I really want to interject a few times, but I wanted you
Go
to.
ahead.
I really wanted to hear what you wanted. What I wanted to hear what you had to say. Uh, I'm sorry. Okay, so she was 20. She's 27 years old. Okay,
Yeah.
5-year-old. I mean, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, and she's insecure about something.
Just insecure.
Okay.
Period.
Insecure. Period. Okay, so do guys? Okay, this is just a general question. Do guys prefer women that have been through like trauma? And when I'm saying trauma, meaning like daddy issues. So therefore, you could go ahead and, as you've said, train, grooming her to be what you want. Hashtag Stafford wife. Stafford wife. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Because otherwise, you have to think about it. You have the women that have their daddies were always in their lives. Their dads were like, you know, this is how you should be treated. You know what I mean? And then someone like you comes along, and someone like you comes along, and if you lay out everything from the jump, what you're looking for, okay, she should be able to, you know, say yay or nay, just like how you are. You understand? But when you have someone that's went through some different things that hasn't had any training, grooming, how else? Just hasn't been raised.
How many women you think actually present themselves that way?
That's the thing. You are with your, okay, so the people you hang around with, that's who you are as well. So the ladies that I hang around with, they're real. They're real. They're going to go ahead and just say exactly what's going on, what they want, what they're looking for, what they don't have time for. And that's it. And I don't want to say you messed up, number one, from looking for a 27-year-old. Or not looking for, but looking for someone that's younger. But are you looking for a Stepford wife? Like, are you really looking for? I mean, you said you really don't want to train anybody, but are you really truly looking for a Stepford wife?
What is a Stepford wife?
Have you ever seen the movie or read the book?
No. So what's a Stepford wife?
Basically a traditional 19. Wait, I'm getting a little. See when my nostrils flare up, that means I'm getting right. Okay, let me. Okay. A Stepford wife is basically a wife that does everything that her husband wants. She caters to his needs. She's basically like a robot. So yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, dear.
That's
Yes,
funny.
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Oh, what? You would like for me to get these done? All right, let me go get them done. You want me to jump? But how high? Actually, a Stafford wife wouldn't even ask how high. They'll just jump and wait for her husband to say something to say how high he wants her to jump.
Mm.
So, hold on, don't say anything because I can't hear you. I just took my earbud out. Okay. That's what a Stepford wife does.
Mhm.
Basically, she's the ideal woman for her man.
So what man wouldn't want that?
Oh my gosh. So you want a slave. You want a slave.
See, and this is my whole point about women trying to change the narrative to fit their emotions. Because everything you just said, you want to frame it like it's something negative. Like what is wrong with a woman catering to her man? If that man taking care of that woman, because it ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nobody gonna like a man doing whatever he's supposed to. So that's the equivalent of me. If you describe a good man, which this happens all the time, if you describe a good man, but because certain men not capable of doing it, instead of them basically saying that's not them, then they want to demean the man that is doing all of those things, the man that is taking care of his woman, that is doing whatever she. So because it's a two-way street, you can shake your head all you want to, but that's reality. Because a woman can have a list a mile long about what she wants from a man and what her expectations are and all of this stuff. But the minute a man like, okay, this is what I need to get in return, then he want a slave and he want a maid and all this other stuff. Y'all full of it.
Okay, but I'm saying, you asked what a Stepford wife was.
Right, but again, what you just described, right?
Yes, it's ideal.
So you're describing something in a negative context that doesn't have to be.
Oh no.
Because the reality, just the fact that you chose, if that's your whatever the Stepford wife thing. So the difference between that and saying somebody has a submissive wife or a housewife or whatever else is putting it in the negative light. Because what is if a woman doesn't want to work, what should she be doing?
If she doesn't want to work?
Yeah.
Working on whatever she wants to do, like her hobbies, her interests.
So what's the benefit for a man?
For her husband?
Yeah.
So wait, there's different levels to this. So she doesn't want to work. Is he allowing her not to work and saying, okay, I'm going to hold it down? Or he's kind of like, fine, you don't want to work, you just don't want to work.
That's not even realistic. You can't just not work. if a man
Yes, you
not in a
can.
position to take care of you. No, you
Okay,
can't.
yeah, that part. You're right. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
And this is my issue with these type of conversations is women cannot be real about the situation. Like it's you got a job, you got a career, you got whatever, all of that. Like, I don't know, if you go work for a company that has a great benefits package, you still got to do your job. They don't just give it to
Sure.
you. You got to do your job. But you're not going to say, oh, that company want me to be a slave and a maid and a robot. Da, 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 da. Like, but then when it comes to a man, and first off, the stuff that a woman, because this you just reminded me, thank you. Because the
You're
whole,
welcome.
what we get into right now was the whole thing that I was like, that's what I didn't really. A woman will go commit 40 hours a week to do some shit that she don't want to do to barely scrape by, but wouldn't commit 2 hours, because the reality is a man like me, it don't take that much because it's not that much work. So all this slave shit and all that, I cook for myself, I clean up after myself, I'm organized, everything else. So if a woman was here, she ain't doing no more than what I'm doing. But if she don't gotta pay no bills, she don't gotta worry about none of this stuff. So again, if she had to be responsible for it, she can go work 40 hours, do whatever her job tell her to do, even if she don't like her job, come home tired, frustrated, all this other stuff, but not do stuff that's basic stuff you got to do as an adult anyway for yourself and your family, and then try to paint that as this horrible fucking situation. It on any given day, the amount of effort and like I said, I've been a stay-at-home dad. So all the women with that, you miss me with that bullshit. If you stay on top of your stuff, it does not take a lot to maintain a household if you keep it in order. It ain't that much cleaning and cooking and laundry or whatever else. So I had a household of 6. So that's laundry every day, that's cooking it. Anything less than that, and even that wasn't too much work. And all of the work that are required, again, it's the same stuff every day. If you actually do a load of laundry and when it get done, put the clothes up, it don't pile up. If you clean as you go while you're cooking, it ain't a mess. So this whole narrative that is so demanding and a woman gotta be a slave to perform her function in a situation where she is the homemaker is ridiculous, because it's not that much work. And then even if a woman acknowledged that, I've heard this ain't coming from me, then we want to get into these ridiculous comparisons. Okay, well, if that's the case, then I should be able to do whatever I want to do whenever. If I decide I want to go to the Maldives next Tuesday, then you should be able to. That's ridiculous, because you couldn't do the shit yourself. And if you could, right, the caliber of man that you're gonna deal with that can do that, again, why should he not get what he wants in return if you're getting what you want?
Everything needs to be laid out from the jump. Everything
Right. Okay,
needs to be laid out from the
perfect.
jump.
So let's
For example,
do
wait,
this
hold on.
exercise then.
Okay. You getting out close
So
to the camera and stuff? Like what? Wait, what?
because I'm talking because that's perfect. Everything needs to be laid out. So
Okay.
name
Let me give you
name
soda.
something that you feel like a man might require in that type of situation that's unreasonable.
Require.
Yeah.
That's unreasonable.
Yeah.
Dinner on the table at exactly 5 p.m.
Now, why is
on
that
the dot,
unreasonable?
5 o'clock, because things
Why is that
happen.
unreasonable?
Things happen. That's the answer.
Like
Things
what?
happen.
What?
I don't know, the meat didn't defrost on time or something. Just random stuff.
That's
Or she
not
got held
random.
up cleaning or whatever. I mean,
Again, bullshit excuses.
well, you know where I stand. I can't really come back on that.
And that's
'Cause
my
there's no
point.
excuse for it.
And that's
So,
my point. So stop trying to act like it is. And that's what I'm tired of. Women knowing that it don't make no damn sense, don't have no logical justification or argument for it, but still trying to make that argument that men are asking for something unreasonable when they just want a woman to do her part.
okay, question. So you've been married before.
Yeah.
And did you all do the traditional vows or did you say your own vows?
Traditional.
The reason why I'm asking, traditional. Okay, so when my parents were married, I was told that my mom did not say honor and obey because she's not a dog. Okay, mommy's not from the South. She's from Chicago, Illinois. Honor and obey. There's stipulations to that, and I get it. I didn't say honor and obey. Well, I actually wrote my own. But, and please educate me. Do the men say that as well? Honor and obey, and honor and obey?
No.
Why is that?
Why
Since
is
you
that?
were a stay-at-home dad.
Okay. So are women supposed to provide and protect?
They can.
Are women supposed to provide
supposed
and
to?
protect?
If you're no.
Okay. Like, regardless of the dynamic, even if it's not a romantic relationship, right? That old saying, like, because it's a million different sayings that mean the same thing. With great power comes great responsibility, so on and so forth. You pay the cost to be the boss, all these different things, right? But the only dynamic where it's an issue is when women want all of the benefits and not all of the responsibility that comes with it. Because that's what comes with it. That's why you get the benefit. Just same thing as a job, which is why I keep going back to that. Because your job don't gotta tell you to honor and obey shit. They tell you when you gonna be there, and it ain't about to be no whatever. They tell you when you get off, what you gonna do, how you gonna do it, what you not gonna do, how you gonna dress, how you gonna talk, everything else. And you do it for not even half the benefit you get from that man, if it's that type of man that's doing that, which all men are not. So I'm not trying to say that, but that's the point. You can't ask for things you're not qualified to receive, and so it goes both ways. A man cannot ask for those things if he cannot provide the situation for a woman to be able to do that. He can't. I was just talking to my uncle. And that's what I'm saying. Like, women be acting like men out here on some nonsense. And I'm not saying some aren't. But I was talking to my uncle. He was like, man, look, I stopped complaining about what my wife cook or when she cook or whatever when I realized I got her out here working. That's it. And he can take that and shut the fuck up and eat whatever she cooked whenever she cook it. And he can do that because he know she out there going to work.
Okay.
If she's not, why do she got all the fucking excuses in the world when, again, if a man, because that's the first thing a woman want to talk about is a man providing. But if he is, because like you talk, like I will never forbid a woman to work or whatever else. When it comes down to that conversation, it's very simple for me. I don't care what you do. Your hobbies, your passions, whatever else, as long as it don't interfere with you taking care of what you're supposed to take care of first, because that's the reality. You have enough time to pursue whatever you want to pursue. But when you talking about fucking tennis and knitting and whatever, fine. But my dinner better be done before that. My house better be clean, whatever the case is, because there's no excuse for it not to be if you're not working.
Unless they're
You
hurt.
said anything can come up. And again, same thing. When I say unreasonable, it goes both ways. It's unreasonable to expect somebody to do something they're not physically capable of doing. So that's not, oh, I don't give a fuck if your leg broke and you do whatever, you won't get it. No, that's not reality. First off, it's not a slave. It's a woman. It's a partner, hopefully a wife. So just the fact that women try to do that, like you talking to ain't shit niggas if your man treats you like that in the first place. And I get so sick of people acting like just because a man has expectations for a woman, that means that he don't respect her or he treat her like shit or whatever else. Because that's not the case.
But they cheat.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That's the thing.
It gotta be something.
I'm not saying all men cheat. For number one, I'm not saying all men cheat. But I will add that when I was growing up, I was told from the elders, that if a man doesn't cheat when he's old, he's going to cheat when he's young. If he cheated when he was young, he's not going to cheat when he's old because he's tired. He's an old dog. He's tired.
It's funny how we always talk about men cheating like women don't cheat just as much or more than men.
The thing is, men.
It ain't no thing.
What do you mean? It ain't no thing. Okay, now, Clarence.
Infidelity it has nothing to do with sex, roles in a relationship, or whatever else. So that whole premise of that's something that men do. Now, when we talking about a conversation of a man being a provider and a woman being a homemaker, those are two defined roles based off the situation. Infidelity is not.
Okay. So here's one thing. So since you wasted 5 weeks of your life, I
ain't wasting nothing.
You didn't waste anything?
No.
Okay. Well, since you spent 5 weeks of your life with this individual, when did you realize I can't? Was it week 1, 2, 3, day 3?
So the thing with this particular situation is that it was long distance. So I knew shortly after I got back to Vegas, but again, her thing was because of how everything played out, she don't want me to judge her based off how she act over the phone or in this situation, whatever. But either way, it don't matter because at this point we passed that, right? And what I mean by that is like that person, that's the experience. I don't feel no kind of way about it. It don't bother me because I know that that's the cost of me trying to find somebody is dealing with some people that I don't want to deal with until I find the one that I do. That's not I'm not this ain't a fairy tale. It's the same thing with friends. It's men that I might have hung around with for a month or two, and then nah, I can't fuck with that dude. That's life.
Okay.
When you're getting to know somebody, that's the intent, to get to know somebody. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
it's dating or a romantic situation, which is why in this situation it's like, man, I talk to a lot of women. And all the women that I know I talk to a lot of women. Now that don't mean that I'm romantically involved with all of them, whatever else, but if there's no confusion about where I'm at in my life, I'm looking for my person. If you're not her, that's fine. But she's somewhere. I ain't gonna find her not talking to nobody. I don't care if
That's
I
true.
talk to 1,000 ducks, right? As long as I find my wife, I don't care what happened before that. I had a conversation with my little brother. I went into the army in 2007. And right before we went into the army, and the reason I bring that up is because this when Jay-Z and Beyonce was like really solidifying, because they had been together for a while, but they had like broke up and had their little this and that, right? So my little brother was just distraught about this chick that he was in love with and he actually was with, but he fucked it up. And that was what it was. So he was just tripping off this chick so bad. And I just asked, I just stopped him. And I was like, hey man, who did Jay-Z used to date? He's like, what are you talking about? I said, who did Jay-Z used to date? So I don't fucking know. I said, exactly. Because it don't matter. Once he got Beyonce, it don't matter who the fuck he dated before that. It don't matter. And that's the same way I feel. This person, her name was Brandy. So I'm just Brandy. I am not gonna be thinking about Brandy when I'm with my wife.
I don't know.
Might be laughing about some of the shit that happened because it's unbelievable, you know? Like, but it doesn't bother me. When we was just at the family reunion, like we hung out, we had fun, we ate. Different people, everybody experience is different though. So I'm never
True.
gonna feel like I wasted my time as long as I got through the situation with whatever clarity I need to get out of it. Like I said, I don't have no feelings about that situation other than I was right. Like,
Okay, so
go ahead.
did you just cut her off completely? Like that's it? You're done? Are you still chatting with her?
No, we don't talk no more.
At all? That's it? Just done?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What is it to talk about? And
Nothing.
so that was the issue because I think in her mind, she thought she would grow on me if she just hung around or something. I don't know. And that's pure speculation, but based off the conversations that we had, that's the only thing I can draw from because I told her even when she started feeling like kind of accepting that I might not entertain her romantically, then she started trying to pivot to, yeah, well, even if we don't end up being together, I'm so cool. I'm the type of woman you would want to be friends. When I told her I don't need female friends.
But you have a whole bunch of them.
No, I don't. Where you get that from?
Did you just say that? Or did I miss
And
that?
that's my point about how y'all listen.
Okay, see, here's the okay.
What I said was I talk to a lot of women.
Oh, hey, the tone.
That ain't nothing about friends.
The tone.
Well, I'm trying to help you out.
You don't. But you
maybe if I say it like
that,
that, it'll resonate. Because I said it plain before. I talk to a lot of women.
Okay, listen.
And it might be a volume, it ain't a tone, but yeah, because I want you to hear this and hear what I'm saying, not turn it into something else that I didn't say. Because what I said was every woman that I talk to knows that I've talked to a lot of women. That don't mean I deal with them romantically or whatever else. If I say I talked to just same like that situation, I talked to her for 5 weeks. That's a woman that I talked to.
Excuse me. We do not own the right for this. How you doing? Hey, can I call you right back? I'm in the middle of something. I'll call you back. How late are you gonna be up? Okay, sorry. I'll call you back. Stop yelling at her. Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, Mona. Bye. All right, sorry about that. Before we continue, um, respectfully, if you don't mind, because I feel like I'm showing you respect. Do you feel that I am?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't mind, for me, just scaling back just a little bit. I can understand the passion, but just scaling back just a little bit with the tone. Because just like my co-host said, we are more of a we really don't we could show our opinion, but I mean we could show our opinion, but we're kind of just neutral on things right now when we have guests. Now between him and I, we could go at it, but as being a guest, because I mean, please, respectfully, just with the tone. Just with the tone. And if it's something that I am saying that makes you feel like I'm getting out of pocket, or makes you want to get out of pocket, let me know. Respectfully. But this whole tone, we gotta fix that. Okay? So you don't have to speak louder in order for me. I am extremely sensitive to that type of tone. Absolutely.
And that's fine.
I'm not gonna have anyone. So
you said what you had to say. It ain't talking to you any kind of way.
I'm not gonna have anyone just talk to me any kind of way.
It ain't talking to you any kind of way.
Young Jr. It was.
But at the end of the day, you already said what you had to say, and I already said what I had to say about it. So we can move on. But you asked me whatever about the tone.
But let me finish.
So that's what it is.
Let me finish. You don't have to speak loud in order for me to retain information. Okay. I have a mom and I already have a dad.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Because this is the reality.
What's
there
the reality?
Are multiple times where I can speak the same way I'm speaking now, and you don't seem to get it. So when and this is not the first time this happened, so it ain't about respect or nothing else. I don't like people twisting my words.
I understand. So
I elevated my voice because I'm talking about what I said. It ain't no disrespect intended towards you. This is what I said, not what you just said, because that's not what I said. And you do that a lot. And a lot of women do that a lot. So if you want to talk about tone, that's fine, because I don't have no problem lowering my tone. But the point is, you address what you had to say. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, it still goes back to the fact that, again, a lot of times, y'all like to listen with y'all emotions, remix whatever motherfucker said, and have a conversation about something that wasn't ever said in the first place. Because that's reality. Not one time did I say I have a lot of female friends. I never used the word friend, period. I said I've talked to a lot of women. I've talked to a lot of women, and every woman that I know that I talk to a lot of women. That's what I said.
Okay. And see, the thing is with me, if I happen to say anything that's wrong, and it's proven that it's wrong, I will definitely admit that I am wrong. I am wrong. Okay. So if you did not say that, I apologize.
It's not that serious. I mean, just like even that, like the whole thing is like we on this thing. I'm sitting on this balcony, whatever. Like any little because Devin know we could be talking about football, we could be talking about spades, we could be talking about anything. When I start engaging in a conversation where like It ain't nothing. That's no big deal. I ain't mad. I ain't tripping. I'm just saying, like, but if you feel so, like I said, even me saying if you're sensitive to something, like, man, we got language for a reason. Like every word has a definition, and that's the point of communication is to get an understanding. That if you're sensitive to something, that's not an insult. It means you're sensitive to something, and that's
Right.
fine. It's certain things
And
I'm
I'm here.
sensitive to. I'm sensitive to motherfuckers twisting my words. So, but that don't mean I'm mad or whatever else. Like I said, you address what you need to address, how you need to address. That's fine. I don't got no problem with it. But what I'm saying is, again, when we have these type of conversations, the conversations still need to remain on what we're talking about, not consistently changing it to this other narrative. So, as example, again, because it's an emotional response to something that anybody says, whether it's me or anybody else, right? Then what women do is work backwards off of their feelings to create the verbiage that will warrant the feelings that they have, right? So same thing with the Angela Bassett and the old woman shit and whatever. Like it's a million different scenarios, and it's not just women. Like most people do that. You know what I mean? Like if you feel right, he got me fucked up, right? If you feel that way, then your brain is going to work backward to justify the feeling. Whether somebody actually insulted you or not, whether somebody was actually disrespectful to you or not, if you feel that way, then your brain is going to work backwards to fill in that experience. You're going to remember it in a way that will justify your feeling.
Okay, and are you a doctor in psychology
Do I have to be?
or sociology? No. I just want to know, like, where. I just want to know.
No, I'm not.
This is okay. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. And
Have you
also
seen
regarding the
Have you seen
tone, I
Sarah's
have to
oil?
edit things. Seen what?
Sarah's oil.
Sarah's oil. No, I haven't. Let me see what's going on with Sarah's
Okay.
oil.
The reason I asked that is because so in this movie, basically this little black girl get a land grant. It's oil on it. They trying to fuck her out of her oil. She get a sample. She take it to the little I don't whatever. I don't know what the proper title is, but she take the sample for him to test it. He tell her it's no good, and then when he get off work, he about to go take it to the company to try to fuck her over. Now they take that same sample and they go to the black town because this is back in the day, and she with a white man that like the oil rigger person, whatever. So he go to the black dude and he asked him if he's whatever, and just like he said, well, if you ask me if I got all these degrees and da 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 da, then the answer is no. But considering I've been doing this for 30 plus years, right? I know what I'm talking about. So, but if you want somebody that got degrees on their wall to go bullshit you, you can do that, right? So even though I don't have a certification, that don't mean I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right. I highly agree. I just wanted to put it out there.
So what are you putting out there?
Clarence. I'm putting out there
Because
so if there's any comments like, well, who is this dude? Is he, did he go to school for this and that? I'm just jumping ahead of things.
a lot of people went to school and don't know shit.
That part. I agree.
Right. I mean,
I agree.
so and that's not even, I mean, that's not even something that's deep. That's just about memory. Because nobody's memories are accurate. All of your memories are created based off of the emotion that you felt in the moment when you had the memory, which is why we can look at the same thing, have two completely different descriptions of whatever happened.
Facts.
And that's not unique to women, men, you, me, whatever. That's every. So when I make that statement, I'm including myself in that. It's the same thing. But that's what happens.
Okay. Devin, do you have anything to say? You just want to grace us with your presence.
Let me unmute. There we go. They wouldn't let me unmute. No, I'm
I can't
just.
hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, and
I
I'm
miss.
listening.
I missed part of the conversation, so I don't have any comments.
Okay. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, Clarence. Can you continue?
What did he say?
He missed half the conversation. He doesn't have anything to say. It must be in the blood, because to be honest with you, what we just did. The thing is, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Like, I'm here for the opinion. I'm here for this is it. I'm here for it. The thing is, unfortunately, I have to conduct myself a certain way on screen.
I don't feel
However,
like that's unfortunate.
just a little bit. But if we were in person, I would love to have this conversation in person with you. I would love to. I would just so love to, because I do agree
What
with
would
you.
be the difference?
I do agree with you. I can just put more passion behind what I want to say. But I do agree with you. I do agree with you with. I mean, 'cause I agree. It's a partner. It's a partnership. It's a partnership. I mean, I can't sit here and say like the whole scenario. You're like, hey, when what's the issue? If he's paying all the bills, doing everything, she's staying at home because she doesn't want to work, and you get home and the house is a straight up mess. What's the issue? I get it. Because my grandmother, my grandfather, granddaddy worked, grandma was a homemaker. And when I was there with her, by 11:30, that whole house was clean. Dinner was already like prep mode, ready to go. And granddaddy worked nights.
And so let me say this, because you just brought this. So I lived with my grandparents from high school on until I was a young adult. Both my grandparents worked, and my grandfather was the one who cooked, not my grandma. But that's not because that was his role. It became his role because, and this is what my grandfather told me, because I mean, my grandma rarely ever cooked. My grandfather told me, your grandma used to cook all the time. I fucked it up. So I can't say, and that's what I'm saying. Real men don't be on, like, if they don't handle their responsibilities, they be accountable for that shit. Just the same way as my uncle was like, he ain't had nothing to say about his wife with whatever she was cooking or when she was cooking or how she was cooking or nothing else. When he thought about, he got her out here working. When my grandfather, he was like, my grandma used to have his dinner done. He'd be out at the bar and doing whatever. So once he didn't appreciate what she was doing, she stopped doing it. And at that point,
part.
he didn't have shit to say. He started cooking because she did what she was supposed to. He didn't do what he was supposed to. Most men are like, most real men, because y'all like to throw that term around, which is crazy to me because y'all not men. Like, I ain't never going to be like a real woman, this or that, because I'm not a woman, whatever. I'll talk about what I desire in my partner. But I'm not gonna say if a woman don't do this, she not a real woman, because that's ridiculous. But women real comfortable talking about men ain't real men. But when you ask what that means, then it always goes back to the same thing: providers, protectors, all this stuff. So if we all in agreement about this stuff, why is it only on one side? Because I don't hear no men saying it's ridiculous for a woman to expect me to provide. I hear men
I've heard
saying,
that.
oh, she tripping, because you've heard that men saying that it's ridiculous for a woman to expect them to provide, or that it's ridiculous what that woman expects, because that's two different things.
Both. Both. I've heard both.
Okay.
I've heard both.
And so just stay on it's ridiculous for a man to provide. It's unreasonable for a man to provide. The men that you heard that from, what type of men are those?
They're not men. I'm not saying you're wrong.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying you are, but what I'm saying is I don't hear men constantly trying to defend ain't shit niggas, but I hear women constantly trying to defend these trash ass women. Because if a man tell you that, and you around any quality caliber man, it's still gonna be an agreement, right? That man doesn't qualify. That man is not performing that function. Not that, oh, again, all women want tricks and simps and da 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 da. Nah, because that's realistic. It's reasonable for a woman to want to have a certain amount of stability, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the trade-off. I try to keep it simple as possible. So just look at it from this standpoint. Right now, as an adult, you got to worry about everything in your life. Period.
Right.
If you ain't got no man, you got to worry about everything in your life. So as a partnership, that means if I'm coming in and now the benefit is half of this stuff that you did, that you used to have to worry about, you no longer have to worry about. So the trade-off is half of the stuff that I used to have to worry about, I don't have to worry about no more. What is confusing about that? Because that's all it boils down to. Because the same thing, when I even when I said name something that's unreasonable, you couldn't. But it still get this narrative keep getting pushed that men who want a traditional housewife, which a lot of men don't, just being real, because they don't want the responsibility. A lot of men don't want the response. They need some help, or they want some help financially. I don't.
See, that's
Now,
right. That's not everyone.
That still doesn't mean that my wife can't work, or I have a problem with my wife having a career or pursuing whatever. It's just, it's not about to be an excuse. If you can do it and hold all that down, more power to you. And I'm like probably in the vast minority of men, because I genuinely feel like I could care less if you work, because a lot of people be like, oh, well, that's messed up that women think, well, they money is their money. Your money is your money. Your money is your money. If you go to work, your money, your money. You do whatever you want to do with it. I don't need your help. You know, whatever. But the trade-off.
But would you like that though? Would you like that though?
What do you mean? What I like? What do you mean? What I like?
Like, you know, if your partner came home and she's like, "Hey, you know what? Here, hun, I just got paid. Let me just go ahead and give you like $150 on whatever."
That would be fine.
Would you take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my point is, I'm still not going to allow it. Like, you can't come give me some money and my dinner ain't done.
Okay.
Right? That's all I'm saying. Like, Because again, this is the same thing. You was talking about dinner being done at 5. Well, the rent got to be paid on the first. The mortgage got to be paid on whatever day got to be paid on. The bills got to be paid. Like all of that stuff is a requirement for us to have whatever lifestyle that we maintain as a couple and a family. So if that's my responsibility, there's never going to be a point of time where you dealing with eviction notice or a disconnect notice or whatever else. That is provision, right? So, but well, if you can't take me to the Maldives, that's not the same thing. And that's all I'm saying. So most of the time when I hear men complaining, it's not about paying rent, paying bills, groceries, clothes, basic stuff. It's that woman want to live outside of their means. Not that they don't want to be responsible for taking care of their family. Is that okay? She want above and beyond that, which would be the same thing if, as a man, it's like I need a 5-course gourmet meal every day, and I need you to have a stripper pole in the bedroom and be swinging off the ceiling with somebody to tag in. Then it's like, okay, wait a minute, that's more than being a housewife. This is the same thing. When you get into stuff being excessive, that's where it's a disconnect. As long as it's like I said, my standard is at the basic level. Is it reasonable? Is it reasonable? And I don't ask anybody anything unreasonable, and I never have, and I never will.
Okay. So what if it's gonna just be extremely raw with it? What if you said you asked your wife, you know what, listen, I would like for you to give me fellatio
What's
right
the
now.
question?
Wait, right now. And she says no. And she's the homemaker. She's
She
doing
wouldn't.
everything else.
She wouldn't.
She would, I'm sorry. Make sure I'm hearing you.
She wouldn't. She wouldn't. Like earlier, you was like everything being laid out. We wouldn't be married if that was the case. Because that's a conversation you can have. That's a conversation I do have.
Oh,
Legit. Which is again, it is what it is. Like the women I talk to, hey, have you ever heard of free use? Nah, what's that? Look it up. You got a problem with that? Yes, no, maybe so. Nah. Like it's not, and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these issues don't really it be because people didn't do their due diligence before they got in those situations, which I've been guilty of that myself, which is why I won't be guilty of that going forward. But I've been married twice. But the reality is I I have I have very low standards. I just don't compromise on them.
wait, wait, wait. What do you mean you have very low standards? You do.
Exactly what I said. Like
You do.
I'm
You
not
do.
out
You
here
do.
like, man, we need to be having threesomes and we need to be this and that. I'm like, I do intermittent fasting.
Mhm.
So especially if I'm in a relationship, I don't want to eat after 7 p.m. So that means my dinner need to be done when I get home, right? Um,
Mhm.
sex, that's every day or whatever. I'm gonna be taken care of every day, just like she taken care of every day. But it's not a lot of stuff. It's a handful of things. It it being clean, it being some food, me getting satisfied sexually, like that's not a lot. But I'm not gonna compromise on none of that stuff.
Well, what if her mouth don't feel right that day?
That's that. And again, same thing. Same thing. Is it unreasonable?
Unexpectedly.
Is it
No, it's
unreasonable?
not.
If
No, no,
if
no,
if
no,
I
no.
say something is and it's something wrong with her, then it's unreasonable of me to ignore if it's something wrong with her. Again, like
Okay.
that's I think that's the biggest disconnect. It's like people talk like these is fucking hookers or something. Like this is a wife. This is somebody you care about. Like
Mhm.
I mean, I can't speak for other men, but if my wife is not feeling good in this specific situation that you gave, if her mouth hurting, I'm not even finna ask her for that.
Okay. But you shouldn't have to ask though, right?
Nah.
Because
And
you're doing your end. You're
and
doing
that's
what you're
that
supposed to do.
haven't been a
What if
so in
what if
my
the guy
first
isn't doing
marriage,
anything? Go ahead.
look, hey, so if you go to the store, all right,
Okay.
and it's something that you want, and it costs $100, and you got $60, are you gonna leave with it?
No.
Exactly, same thing. A man that cannot pay whatever the cost is don't fucking deserve it.
Say that one more time for the people in the back, please.
Oh, so I can raise my voice.
Yeah, yeah. Just say it. Just say it. Just
if
say
a
that
man
one more
if a man
time.
cannot provide what's the
Mhm.
requirement for him to get what he wants out of a relationship, he don't deserve it.
Okay. Okay.
And that's why I don't compromise. Because it's same thing. If I went to the store and I got my $100, you're not gonna tell me I can't walk out with the shit and it costs $100. I came with my money. What you mean?
Right, right.
That's what I want. That's how much it costs. Here you go. Run my shit. It's not that complicated.
Mhm.
But it ain't no, I can't go to the store like, man, I really like that TV, but I ain't got the money for it and negotiate. That ain't how it works.
Mhm.
It's not.
Mhm.
It's not a, I mean, yeah, you'll be hard pressed to find any woman that I dealt with that's gonna tell you that they wasn't taken care of. Came into the relationship and apartments they ain't want to stay in, cars they ain't want to drive, living in neighborhoods they ain't want to live in, everything else. But that they situation got elevated by being with me. New cars, new house, whatever. So yeah. And that's why I'm divorced twice. Because I'm not.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I'll go get it from the other store. Because I got my money. It ain't about money. So I don't want that to be misconstrued like it's just about money.
Okay.
I have what's the requirement on my end to get what I want. So I'm gonna get what I want. But
Okay.
I'm not
So
also
if
not
she
asking
went,
nobody else to settle.
okay. Okay. Right there.
But I wouldn't put myself in a situation being with somebody. So I'm gonna let you behind the curtain real quick. All right. Super
Oh, really?
simple.
Thank you.
Super simple. If I start talking to somebody, this is what we talking about. Do they want kids? If they don't want kids, I'm not talking to them. All right. How do they feel about roles in a relationship? Dating versus actually living together. Okay. If they feel like they want to work and have a career, because that's a question. Do you want to work or not? Okay. So if you want to work, what does that look like when it comes to responsibilities in the household, right? Because even though you're working, you're not working for the relationship. You're working for yourself because your money is not contributing to the relationship. Okay. Sex. Oh, so based off the type of lifestyle that you want to maintain, what does that require on a monthly basis? If I talk to a woman, I ask her that question, what I want to hear that's gonna make me comfortable is anywhere between $4,000 to $10,000 a month. If it's anything more than that, I ain't talking to her because it's not that I can't do it, it's that I'm not gonna put myself in that position. So if I go into any relationship, all of that stuff is laid out before I get in a relationship. And anything that I told her, she can take it to the bank. But that's the point. Because I know right now, based off my situation, the lifestyle that I have, I can maintain that. And if I'm looking at what I do, how I move, whatever else, like I maintain a lifestyle that is more than my income. That's because I have access to things to do things without spending the money, but we still doing the stuff.
Okay. How do you feel? Mm.
What?
So is this why a lot of guys go overseas to
Yeah.
like on 90 Day Fiance, like to Thailand and those different places just to, I'm not going to say a slave. I'm not going to say a staffer wife, but just to find someone to cater to their needs all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Because here in the States, we're too independent
It don't have
/
nothing to
don't
do with
listen
with independence.
/ too independent / don't listen. Whereas overseas is like, okay, I will do this for you. Bring me back to the States. So this is why. Because the reason why I'm asking, because I have an uncle. I have an uncle who, I mean, he did that.
I think that has a lot to do with culture.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't think men go overseas because the women in the States is too independent or too whatever. I think culture in other countries are more black and white when it comes to traditional roles. I think in a lot of countries you still find that men make more money. I think that you find that men tend to be more dominant and are the provider / protector, um, even to the point of abuse. So for an American man to go overseas,
Mm-hmm.
it brings a softer um, individual with the same or better resources to provide to those women with less chauvinistic, macho, dominant dictatorship behaviors.
There you go.
Okay,
100%.
you both have daughters.
Yep.
Do you want her to be? Are you raising her like how you would want a woman to treat her husband or her spouse, her partner?
I instill in my daughter the things that I wanted to see in a wife. Absolutely. Um, both of my daughters, from a very young age, learned how to cook and clean and take care of a household. But I also instilled in them the ability to take care of themselves, that they are not subjected to abuse from a man or a woman for that matter, because they are not in a position financially to take care of themselves. I think it's one thing to be in a relationship where there is mutual respect, versus one of dominance. And so I've definitely taught my daughters, both of them, to be self sufficient, but to understand partnership and alignment. And so my oldest daughter, she's still working on some things when it comes to being self reliant, because she allowed herself to be put into a position where she has two kids, and she was not in a partnership. She was in a relationship with a man that was a dictator, and she was unable to work. And therefore, he did what he wanted to do because he had the money. And so, therefore, he had the power. And she was subjected to being responsible for all of those things, which she can't handle or take care of. But she was mistreated in the process. And so now she's in a position, in a place where she's rebuilding and trying to establish her own sense of value and worth. Now, my youngest daughter, um, I tell people all the time, like, she's probably going to be a monster. I don't, I honestly think it's probably going to be a lot harder for her to get married, because she has
Dang.
been very well provided for. And the man that comes into her life is going to have to be above that, as Clarence said, that $10,000 threshold, because her father is beyond that, and so she's experienced a different type of lifestyle. Now, again, I still instill the same things in her. She needs to know how to cook. She needs to know how to clean and take care of herself. But what she's going to be willing to accept versus what my oldest daughter accepts, is definitely a different ball of wax, because they grew up with me in different phases of my life. My oldest daughter grew up with me when I was in the process of building, where my youngest daughter has grown up with me once I was established. I'll let Clarence can share your perspective on what you've taught your daughters, and because you have more of them.
Not more of them.
I
How
got
many daughters
four
do you
daughters.
have? Oh,
And
okay.
that's another thing, because that's the point. Like,
I
my
see.
standard as a man
Mm,
is what I want my daughter to be with that type of man.
mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm,
can look at myself in the mirror, and I don't have no hesitation. I would thank God so much if any of my girls had a man like me.
mm-hmm.
And I would still tell them the same thing. If they had a man that's gonna do for them what I've done for their mom,
Mm-hmm.
then their behavior should be completely different. When you ask the question initially, it's like, my challenge with this is, you don't parent alone. So when you ask, am I raising my daughter? I mean, I try to teach my daughters. I've taught my daughters certain things, but I also have somebody that's teaching them something different.
Mm-hmm.
So my oldest two girls, they're twins, and they live together. They got a
Oh,
condo. They 23, but they are still not even prepared to sustain
being an adult on their own, which is why they still live together. They still heavily relying on their mom. She's heavily relying on them because everybody in a situation
Okay.
has a lack of accountability, which is why I had to remove myself because at some point, I mean, it's one against five. So
Mm.
understanding that it doesn't change my position, but it changed my approach. So like the twins, one of them, we speak when we see each other. It's cool, but it ain't nothing beyond that. Uh Aaliyah, I think I'm more concerned about her just because she's 19, she's about to be 20, but she's essentially on her own. She's trying to do things her own way. She don't whatever. And on my baby girl, she'll be fine. Sophia be fine. But it's the same thing like Devin said. Like my older three girls, their father was in the army. Their father worked at a steel foundry. Their father was going through all of these things trying to establish what I have now, which is why I can do the stuff that I do now. So my younger two kids, because I got a son too, so I got four girls and a boy, like their life is completely different, but their father is completely different. Like Devin talk about abuse. I'll never want anybody to be in a situation where somebody can dictate to them. And even with their mom, I never wanted to put her in a situation. I always wanted her to have her own. But somebody gotta be willing to get it. So anyway, with all of that said, it's like I feel like all of my girls are capable, but their mentality it's up to them how they're gonna approach stuff. But as far as I know, neither one of the twins are in a relationship. My 19-year-old not in a relationship. She got a friend, like they doing whatever they do. As far as I know, her and two of her friends from high school just recently got an apartment together. I talked to her the other day. I talked to one of her male friends, told him the same thing I would tell my nephews or whatever else. He was listening because I was really talking to him more while she was dealing with her younger two siblings. But I mean, the way the world works, advice, guidance, whatever, I'm gonna offer the same thing to anybody, to any young person, whether it's a male, whether it's a female, it doesn't matter. Like that's the benefit of experience. One of my good friends, well, used to be, we're not necessarily friends anymore, but it even that it doesn't take away from the time that we were friends. It was so much value that he provided in my life, just us off us having conversation, him offering a difference of perspective and opinion because we are two different people. And he's not necessarily a helpful person, but I remember one day we was at work and I was doing some training. And when I say training, like I worked in sales, so I was helping some of the new reps. I was training them, and he made a comment like, "Yeah, man, y'all like Clarence help everybody because that's who he is. I ain't helping none of y'all." And somebody was like, "Dang, that's messed up." He said, "Nah, I just understand that it's a difference between knowledge and wisdom." He said, and Clarence give y'all a lot of knowledge, but y'all don't have no experience. And it ain't gonna become wisdom until you get experience. And I just don't feel like wasting my time because y'all gonna have to learn on y'all own anyway. And when he said that, I understood where he was coming from, but that just highlight the difference between people because the same thing, like I said with Devin, I will put the time in. I'll try to help anybody. We can go, explain it, go around and start whatever, because that's something that I feel like would have been a benefit to me when I was younger because I did listen to the advice of everybody in my life. They just gave me bad advice. So knowing what I know, I would feel like, okay, let me try to do better for the next generation to tell them things that's more beneficial for them because we live in a different time in a different world. You mentioned grandparents, I mentioned grandparents. They grew up in a completely different world. Our parents
Mm-hmm.
grew up in a completely different world. My
Mm-hmm.
kids don't know nothing about what life was like for me growing up, and they never will. Like, and that's fine. But as adults, as parents, we also have to keep that in mind. So I'm grateful for my grandparents. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my brother, my all of the experience that I got because it all contributed to me having the mentality that I have and understanding everything isn't for everybody. And you can listen,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to apply it to who you are as an individual. And everything is not. I don't think a lot of to get back to what we was actually talking about as far as the relationship dynamic, I don't think a lot of men want a housewife. I don't. But for the ones that do, they know what it come with. And if you can't do that, you can't expect that. And that's just reality. So I hope all of my girls go to the military. I don't think that the older ones will, but that's because it will put them in a position not to be dictated to, right?
Okay.
Passive income, that
Okay.
that's more than anything what I try to get my kids to understand. Hey, I'm trying to put y'all on game so that early in life you get established with passive income, so no matter what happens, nobody can dictate to you.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to create that for them. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But when I was in my early 20s, I bought 3 houses for my daughters so that other people could pay for them. So by the time that they was adults, I could give them houses. Was working at a steel foundry. I got hurt. Stuff went sideways. I had to reset. I lost everything. That's when I went into the military. But that's always been my mentality. And now it's just a reset. I got this experience doing stuff different. But all the stuff that I'm doing now is to position them and my son so that they do these things in their early 20s so that they can go through the rest of their life with that security so that whether it's I don't care whether it's a job, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, can't nobody put them in a situation that they can't walk away from. That's what try to make sure my girls understand and have because I mean reality is we're different. Men and women are different. We're always going to be different and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you embrace the role that you have and you perform at your highest in that role, and both people do that, then that's a beautiful situation. But when it's conflict because somebody don't want to do their role or they want to create more responsibility for somebody else or not be accountable for whatever, that's where it's a lot of conflict. And that's just not the situation that I feel like is conducive to anybody being successful in a relationship or in life because you have to responsibility and benefits go hand in hand. Like that's what it is. You don't get benefits without responsibility. A lot of people comment on the way me and Devin travel and live and all this other stuff. I haven't worked since November. I'm gonna go back to work when I feel like going back to work because I want to work. Because I want to work. But when I want to work and whenever I don't want to work, I don't
Say
gotta
that.
work. Like, but
Say
it's not
that.
my desire to not work. It's just I don't want to work right now. I'm gonna enjoy my summer with the kids. When they go back to their mom, then I'll go back to work. But that's not a position everybody can be in. But it's a great position to be in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. So as much as I value that, the difference is I went to the military. I went through all type of psychological conditioning. I deployed to Iraq. I've been mortared. I went through all of that stuff.
Thank
So
you
that
for
was
your
the
services.
trade-off. Absolutely. But that's the trade-off. So I still appreciate that. As much as it cost me, I still feel like I value that benefit. So for me, it's like I earned that though, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
same certainty, that same peace of mind, that same comfort that I earned, if I'm providing that for somebody else, they're gonna appreciate it.
For sure.
and they gonna do their part. And that's really what it boiled down to. Like, because that's really what it is. I earned what I have. So, and it cost me a lot. But if I'm telling you, you gonna benefit from it, but you don't have to earn it. You just gotta do this little bit. Then you gonna do it.
Oh goodness, Clarence. Goodness.
That's
goodness.
real.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
that was
real. Do you do holidays like Thanksgiving and stuff?
What do you mean? Do I do them?
Like
Like celebrate them or host?
cook, host, all the work that go into Thanksgiving. That's why I brought it up, because that's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
Right?
It is a lot of work. It's a lot of
Right.
work, but it's so worth it though.
And that's my point. It's
so
worth it. So you're willing to do it because it's worth it, but you did the work.
Yes.
But if somebody else didn't do the work and they come in to enjoy this that you set up and put all this work in, and you tell them to go wash their hands, they're gonna go wash their fucking hands.
Oh, for sure.
It's the same
Come in
thing.
my kitchen and don't wash your hands.
And that's what it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I did all of this work to create this environment for you to have this peace of mind, for you to have this freedom and flexibility, for you to have this quality of life. My
Right.
dinner gonna be done. My house gonna be clean.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be satisfied. That's not a lot.
Mhm.
So low standards, just non-negotiable.
Okay. Okay. All right. So maybe you might want to change the different apps that you're on for dating.
Oh, really? Like what? Give me an example. What's a good dating app?
I cannot help you with. Unfortunately, I cannot help you with. But I mean, like maybe there's something that's like out there for men that are looking for, you have your checklist, and these women actually, meet your qualifications fully. Like I know for a certain tax bracket, there's a dating app that you can only get in unless you're within that tax bracket. Okay. So it already has all the stipulations, what you shouldn't do, or require. And so
most of those are like, even and let me say this, because a lot of those situations, it only applies to the men. The ones where it applies to both sides as far as income, right? Because I know about sites where it's like, as a man, you can't be on there if you broke, because you gotta pay a lot to be on the site.
That is so dumb. That is so dumb to me.
Credits and all of this other stuff to message people, all that, right? So you got to have money to be on some of these sites, but only the men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the
It's
reason I
dumb.
bring that up is because here's the thing. For a woman,
Mm-hmm.
I'll use you as an example, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For a woman that's accomplished, and I don't mean this in no kind of dismissive way, but pretty much anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her standards
Mhm.
or she's going to elevate her standards, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But the problem is, right, the expectation of what she will accept in a man is elevated, but a lot of times the expectation of what she's supposed to do is reduced because of her accomplishments. She feel like, because I make this money, because I have this career, because I have this education, I'm not a typical woman. So you can't expect me to do that, because so it's still gonna be a challenge, because, and I mean this with all respect, like most men gotta date down. Women not gonna date down.
Man, my earring fall off and everything. Wait. Go ahead. You're good.
because most women are only going to, especially when you're talking about that level of commitment, when you're talking about sharing a life with somebody, most women are gonna require a man to have more than them, because again,
Mm.
his role is to be the provider. So if you're not gonna find, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're not gonna find too many women that make six figures that's willing to date a man that's working at Subway. You're not. But a man is not looking for a woman about, well, me, I won't say him. I'm not looking for a woman based off nothing about her financial situation versus her ability to provide that feminine balance in my life. So that don't, your degrees, your money, don't, none of that matter. So it's not that it doesn't have value to society, but it doesn't have value in a relationship. And not only does it not have value in a relationship, a lot of times it creates a dynamic where that woman feels entitled to bring less into that relationship as a woman, because she's focused on the things that she's doing as an individual. And that's what started the conversation with Devin and old girl, because we was talking about, I said she think like an individual, not a wife. That's what
Oh,
started the that's what
wait,
started
wait,
it.
wait, wait. That's what started it.
Yeah.
And what was her?
Because
What was her?
as a man, I'm not thinking as an individual. When I do my calculations and everything else, that's me being in my role, understanding that my role is to take care of everybody. So I cannot think or operate like an individual. But a lot of women want to go into a relationship thinking and operating like an individual. So when you said the
Hmm.
independence thing, like it ain't no independence in a marriage. Y'all, it's a partnership.
Right,
You're an
right. Same team.
individual,
Same team.
but you can't have that mentality, because everything that you do impacts everybody in the household. Just the same thing I said
Mhm.
about how she was talking to her kids. I'm gonna talk to my kids like that. So she could feel like, well, these my kids. Yeah, but you're not trying to be by yourself. And that's the problem. That's why a lot of women end up by themselves, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay.
But like I said, the whole date down thing, it's not an insult, because it's not saying that the woman is less. I'm just saying in that situation, it's different roles. It's different roles. So if a woman is looking for a man to provide and protect, then that he has to be at a level that's above what she can provide for herself. Otherwise, there's no benefit to her.
That's the thing. I've. What if he's there emotionally? I know how you feel about the whole emotional. I know how you feel about the
No,
emotions.
I'm not saying that, because
But
it ain't about, and it's not about how I feel. Again, you can listen to the women, because there's plenty of women that are addressing exactly what you just said. I mean, he a good man, and but I need somebody that's a provider.
but again, I mean, I have friends that like, you know,
Can I
they
ask you a
have a
question
certain
about
amount.
these friends?
Absolutely,
Are they single or are they married?
they're both.
Okay. So what's the mix?
They're making a little
No, I
bit
mean
over
like as
600.
far as so like I don't know how many friends you got, you know what I mean?
Not
But
many.
out
Not
of
many.
okay, so like out of a handful of friends, right? How many single,
Mhm.
how many married?
Let's do three. Three.
Three
Yeah,
are what?
married.
Three are married. How many
Three are
single?
married. Two.
Okay. Now, do you see any difference in the way that they think or approach things between the married women and the single women?
No, Clarence. Mm-mm.
Okay. And your single friends, have they been married previously?
One.
Okay.
One has. One has.
And how long they been single? Ballpark.
Oh, 7, 8 years.
Do they want to be in relationships?
They don't want to be with anyone else's son. So yes and no. Yes to not a relationship, but just someone just to occupy their time. Because they could do it themselves. They could do everything else themselves.
Exactly.
I know. But the thing I was getting ready to say though, I have a friend that makes she's well off, and the guy that she's married to at the time wasn't, up where she was.
At the time
That
they got married.
Yes.
But now he is.
I don't know.
Or what? I mean, you said at the time. That's why I'm asking.
I don't.
I'm trying
at
to.
the time, I don't know. I don't know how much he makes. I don't know, but I know that her lifestyle has not changed from growing up to now. Her lifestyle has not changed. And when I'm saying lifestyle, it's as your brother would say, spoiled.
Okay. So she's doing well on her own. And so I just want to make sure I'm tracking. So basically, what I'm taking is you got a friend that's well off. She's doing well when she met dude. And you're saying that for her and her situation, that's one of the scenarios where, she didn't require a man to come with more than her, right?
Right.
Okay.
But here's the thing though, she also used to buy her men too though. Quick.
So that's what she's looking for. And that's fine. But I'm just saying that's not what most women not in that position. 2, most women are not willing to be the person to carry the financial load in a relationship.
How do you feel? Okay, how do you feel if the man earns all the money, but he doesn't know how to pay the bills? He just gives a check over to her.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Because again, all I'm saying in any situation is between those two people that they need to establish, okay, this is what I need to be able to rely on you for. Right?
Mm.
And that's a big thing, right? Because disappointment only comes from unmet expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I won't allow somebody to place expectations on me. And I don't place expectations on people. I'll ask questions. But if I don't get the answers that I want, I'm going to move on. So that's what it is. Because that's not fair. It's not. Nobody has the right to tell somebody else what they better do. Right? And I didn't make this up. I don't even know where I heard it, but it's just something that I was in the situation, how we started off talking about me talking to Brandy for 5 weeks over and over and over.
Allegedly,
over and
that's
over
her
and
name.
over. I kept telling her, because she kept like, I'll do this, I'll do that. I said, look, man, I want to volunteer, not a hostage. I want somebody that wants to do these things.
Okay.
Because that's the only way that it works. I don't have a problem being a provider because I want to be a provider. I
You want to?
want
Okay.
to I want to put my wife and my kids in position to experience things in life that I wasn't able to experience when I was younger. That is the benefit of all of the sacrifices that I've made to this point. I want that. So it's never going to be an argument because I don't have a problem with it. It's only a problem if it's something that you're trying to do because somebody else wants you to do it. Don't a woman got to be
Yeah.
worried about me not wanting to pay rent or bills or whatever else, because that's what I'm coming into the situation fully expecting to do, because that's the trade-off, because that's freeing up whatever. I don't know if I've discussed this with you, but compound effect, opportunity cost, just do something. Like those three things is like how I narrow everything down. Opportunity cost, whatever I'm doing, it got to be worth whatever I'm giving up to do that. So if it's a
Mhm.
woman that I'm talking to, in my mind, she needs to be worth me not talking to nobody else. I'm
Say
not
that
gonna
one more
feel
time
that
for the
way.
wait.
Oppor-
Say that one more time for the people in the back, because I am recording. I need to make sure, please.
Opportunity cost. It don't matter what it is, whatever you choose to do, it stops you from doing something else,
Hmm.
right? If I'm dating someone, then she needs to be worth me giving up the opportunity to date anybody else. So if she's doing those things that I want, it's worth it. If she's not, what kind of sense do that make? If I know that, what?
Hold on one second,
All right.
because he needs your brother needs to jump on this. Okay, I need your brother to hear that. Yeah. I'm just saying. I need your brother to hear that one. That was okay. Go ahead. Stick a pin in that.
Like I said, it's just opportunity cost. Like with anything, so it's the same reason I sell insurance and timeshare, because I worked at a steel foundry. I've been in the military. I've worked in fast food. I've worked in retail, and then I've done all these things. But I'm trading my time for money. It's a cap on my income. All of these things. So if I know I could sell timeshare, which is not, physical labor, it's no cap on my income. For me to be successful, it's all about the effort I put in and the outcome that I get, right? So that means that is worth me not doing any other jobs I had opportunity. Got a master's degree in business. I could do a lot of different stuff. I mean, I'm a disabled vet. A lot of jobs I could get, but any one of those jobs have to be better than timeshare to me,
Oh yeah.
right? It's the same
Right.
thing with food, with anything, with no matter what it is. Devin was laughing at me because I was like, I'm so simple. I really am. Like, because when we talk about dinner and all of that stuff, like we ain't really getting a lot of detail, but I'm the type man that I just want to eat. If I got home, and so my routine would be come home, go out on the balcony where I am right now, smoke, want to come in, take a shower. When I get out the shower, I'm ready to eat. All right. My wife could literally bring me a sandwich and a glass of lemonade. I'm going to eat it. But my point was, but with that being said, it's going to be a sandwich the way that I wanted. It ain't finna
I'm
be,
listening.
it ain't finna be no white bread and bologna and cheese. Like, it's no, because it's a sandwich. So make the sandwich the way I want the sandwich made. Like,
Okay.
so, and that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of people can easily, misconstrue or misinterpret like the level of like effort that a woman gotta put in. I'm so simple. And I really would be like, because I just wanna live my life. I want to travel. I want to listen to good music, eat good food, have good company. That's it. So it's all about as many things as I could not have to worry about. So that's the trade-off. It's like, look, I'll worry about everything else, so you don't got to worry about it. But I don't
Right.
want to have to worry about sex, dinner, and cleaning up. That's
Right.
more than
Because you're already
fair.
dealing with stuff that's outside.
So
Right.
yeah, like, and that's what I'm saying, like for real. Because Devin, like I said, Devin was already saw me making like I'll make a sandwich. I got lettuce, tomato, pickle, banana pepper, whatever. It's like I might as well be at Subway. But if you can't do that to not pay rent, not pay bills, drive the car that you want to drive, vacation consists. I mean, I would say at this point, if I was with a woman, is 3 major vacations minimum a year, and it's a getaway or 2 every month. Because that's my lifestyle. Now that don't mean we going, somewhere fancy all the time. We might shoot to Dallas, might shoot to Atlanta, might like whatever. And then maybe then go to Aruba, go to DR, go where. But it's like that's my lifestyle. But she don't gotta contribute nothing to that financially. And you can't fix a sandwich because I didn't ask for a 5-course meal. I'm hungry.
Right.
I'll eat
So you're gonna
whatever's
eat.
in here because the only stuff that's in here is stuff that I want because I won't buy stuff that I don't want, which is the same thing we talked about the purse.
So would you have an attitude though? Would you have an attitude about that? Like if
With what?
if you already like you have baked chicken, seafood, everything in the house already. You already have everything. But she
Mhm.
comes to you with just a sandwich.
Like I
And
said,
it's
if
like,
the sandwich is like I want it, no, I don't got no problem with it.
your brother needs to be on here because he wants a straight up. He says either a fix a meal or make a meal.
But again, that's Devin. I'm
So I need
I'm
both
cool.
sides on here. I need both sides on here.
I'm cool
Because my
because
thing is, can you just go in there and make your own sandwich? And can he make his own, or can you fix your own sandwich and he can make his own meal when he comes home from work? Or would you be upset about that?
but why would I do that?
She just said, forget it. Just not today. She wants to watch Housewives.
Yeah, that's
She
and
she
yeah.
went to get her nails and stuff done today. Came home. She was like, "Oh crap, it's 4:30." Well,
And
you should
see,
be
that's
walking through
the
the door.
thing. To me,
Mhm.
she don't need to be there
Woo!
because this is the thing. I talk to my best friend all the time, and when he described what he want, it's so simple.
Excuse
And I hear him say it over and over, and I just listen to him. He's like, man, and it's so simple, but it's descriptive. And it's very similar. He's like, man, I want to come home and wife cooking. But he wants a fresh, hot meal, right? And that's for everybody different. So I'm not saying I'm saying me, because I'll go fix a sandwich. But my point is, you're not gonna do less than what I do. Because if I go fix me a sandwich, I'm gonna get the cutting board, I'm gonna slice some tomato, I'm gonna get my so you're gonna do it the same way I do it. Or otherwise, now you're downgrading my lifestyle. Nobody's gonna come downgrade my lifestyle.
Over a sandwich? Over a sandwich?
Yes.
Over a sandwich.
Even you saying that's hella dismissive. Yes.
What? Over a sandwich? How? Tell me, please.
What do you mean how?
I
Because
mean,
if I was fixing it myself, it would be that way.
yes. Okay. Okay.
So you're not gonna come benefit and then put less again. So you the scenario you just said, the nails and all of that, she wouldn't be there. Not because of all of that, but because you own your time.
Mhm.
You own your time because
That's
I
true.
allow you to own your time. I go trade my time so that you don't have to. And you can't fix a
Okay.
sandwich the right way.
Okay, but you have to say I allow you though.
What do you think
You
it
know what I
is?
mean? I mean, you have to say like I allow you. It's just more like I give you the benefit, or you have to say I
You
I
can
allow.
say however you
You know what I
want to.
mean? I know, but I'm just like,
Okay, so if I wasn't in your life, you would have to go punch somebody's clock. You would have to pay your car note. You have to pay your car insurance. You have to put gas in your car. You have to take your own trash out. You have to do all of these different
no,
things that you don't have to
no,
do.
not the trash. Oh, that's not the trash.
Not the trash
That's what,
what?
not the trash. A man is supposed to take out the trash. You have a man in the household. Where was I?
But
And the
this is
man
the
didn't take
point.
out the
You don't
trash.
have a man. That's the point. If you don't have a man, that's my point. If you don't have a man, you have to do all these things. But
That's true.
because you have a man, you don't have to do any of these things. And you can't fix a fucking sandwich? Because you talking like a sandwich? Yes. If like where
You're gonna be hungry later.
am
That's
I
not even a
losing
dinner,
you?
man. You're gonna be
But
hungry
again, I do,
later.
like I said, I do intermittent fasting. I don't want to eat after 7 because nothing that I do is without a reason. I want to live as long as possible. I know what I'm not about to do is be over here measuring shit and counting calories, and I'm not. Now, that would be a huge benefit for me to have a woman to do that for me,
Mhm,
right? And
mhm.
I would appreciate that, right? But that's
Yeah.
reciprocation. So like for me to say that's downgrade my lifestyle, it is. Because if I do it on my own, it's gonna be done to a certain standard. The same way when I was in the army, like my ex couldn't iron my uniform because she wasn't gonna iron it the right way. So I'm gonna do it myself. But if that's the case, what do I need you for?
Wait, but did she at least take it to the cleaners and have them do it? Do the
No,
pressure?
I did it myself. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Do they call them dress blues? Are those dress blues?
well, I was in the army, so it was greens. But
Green.
but the point is, it's like I could name a list of all of this stuff that she don't got to worry about. So yes, I'm gonna freaking, it's gonna be a line in the sand about the little bit of stuff that I require. But it shouldn't be a conflict because she'll never be in that position. It's not like she's coming into this blind. I'm having a conversation with you, it'd be the same conversation. So if if we were dating and then we got married, you're going into this situation knowing that nigga sandwich better be like Subway.
Okay.
And if it's not, he gonna have a problem. But
So unnecessary.
it's
It's so
unnecessary.
unnecessary. It's so no, not the sandwich part. Just to like, if it's not ready and you end up having a problem after dealing with everything that happened outside of the house. You know what I mean? You come home, you just have to
And that's the point. I try to communicate this to different women in different ways. So it was with my first wife, it was like, look, I don't have no problem going out here into the world, strap 100 pounds on my back, run around with it, carry it away for the family. But when I get home, I just want to sit it down. But instead, when I get home, instead of me being able to sit down my 100 pounds, here you come with your 10, talking about take that too. Nah, that's crazy.
Okay, let's throw in the baby. Let's throw in the baby.
Okay.
So I know you already went through this. Let's throw in the baby. Then we gotta shut it down because I'm getting hecka sleepy. You're out with 100 pounds on your back and everything. She's walking around with the baby at the house because she's at home. You don't need to pay for childcare. Okay. She didn't make your sandwich. She didn't make dinner. She didn't do any of that. She didn't do anything. Don't go by how, because you could do it and you've done it before. I'm just saying. So when you get home and you go outside to your balcony and you're smoking and then you take your shower, there's still nothing out there for you because she's sitting up there.
That's not
being
realistic.
A mom.
That's not realistic.
So you still expect her to have your dinner ready?
That's not realistic.
I mean, it could be prepped.
It's not realistic. You know the thing about babies?
I don't have any children, so I don't know.
They sleep the vast majority of the time.
But they sleep when the mom sleeps.
No, they don't. They sleep the vast majority of the time. So if you have a child, right? One, baby's not as much work as people act like, because what can they do? They just lay there or you hold them. They either hungry, they wet, or they sleepy. Most of the time, if they cry. Now, if it's actually something wrong with the baby where they colicky, then they crying, but that's gonna be an annoyance. But it still don't stop you from fixing the sandwich, because the baby gonna be crying regardless. I had the little harness. My baby girl's right here all of the time.
So straight
right
daddy
here,
daycare.
hands free, doing whatever I gotta do.
Okay.
It ain't no excuse. It ain't never gonna be no excuse, because if it's a priority, you will get it done. And that's the reality. If it's a priority, you will get it done. And it's never an excuse. The reality is it's just not a high enough priority if it didn't get done, because that's the way priorities work, right? If I got a list of 100 things to do, I don't have to get all 100 done, but whatever's the top priority is going to get done, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's 87 or 93 might not get done, but if it's 1, 2, or 3, it should get done, right? So it ain't no excuse, and it never will be, because that should be a top priority.
Okay, but what if she just decides to order pizza? That counts, right?
I don't care.
Okay.
She ain't finna do that every day.
Oh.
I like pizza. Hell, I might tell her to order pizza. But my point is, it's taken care of.
Okay.
There's never going to be a situation where I'm going to be okay that my woman hasn't done what she was supposed to do unless she's not capable. She's sick or injured or something like that. And in that case, she don't got to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can put everything else aside. This is the reality. When I open the door, based off whatever's going on in that household, when I walk in, is communicating to me how much you value and respect me.
So she should be at the door with your slippers and stuff. And
I ain't saying nothing about that. And again, some people, I don't need what I need. I put on my own slippers. I ain't worried about that.
Okay. Whew. I'm gonna try to bring my friend on here, the one that's has a contract that was signed. I told you about that, right? Between her and her husband. And she has these stipulations, these rules, all that other stuff that she has to stay within a certain weight class.
Oh yeah. You told me that, and that's fair.
I'm gonna bring her on.
That's fair.
Okay. I want to bring her on.
That's yeah. I mean, because it's a two-way. Like I said, my issue with all of these conversations is simply that we keep acting like it's just one-sided. Like, women have just as many requirements and stipulations and whatever else as men. So I'm saying, if those are getting met, why is it an issue for the woman to reciprocate?
Again, it depends on how the woman is raised and stuff. Like, yeah, it depends on how she was raised.
Like, I'm not finna play devil's advocate for no bum ass nigga, because that's what I'm gonna look at him as, like, legit. And it's a whole bunch of them, and I know that. I ain't gonna say I got friends, but I had coworkers that I'm gonna say this 'cause I know we're finna get off. Like, I had a homeboy, I ain't have to know nothing about his situation, but we went out, and just how his wife was acting, like, I already knew he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do. And then when they ended up getting divorced, but he was really like trying to play the victim. And I'm like, bro, that's on you, because you made good money. And when you so he had a really good month. And in timeshare, like, that's 30,000 plus, right? So I think he probably made probably between $30,000-$40,000 that month. But his family in an apartment. But instead of him doing what he needed to do to get his family in a house, he go buy a damn motorcycle. Now I don't know his wife. I never met her, never talked to her, nothing else. But that's the first thing I told him. Bro, you fucking up. Because how is she supposed to take that? If and she was a stay-at-home wife. Like, you got her at home with the kids, whatever else, you're supposed to be the provider, and then you go make all of this money and do some selfish shit.
Did she say anything to him about it?
Yeah, that was part of the reason and that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
but he is, like, trying to be dismissive of her complaints. And I'm like, nah, bro, you in the wrong. Point blank, period. You're dead ass wrong, because you are the provider. So when you had that amount of money and that's what you turned it into, why should she trust you? Why should she trust your judgment if you can have that type of money and still have your family in an apartment? It ain't no way, because that's the trade-off. It's a certain amount of security that both people are providing the other. You don't got to worry about having somewhere to stay and bills and all this other stuff. So that frees up that mental capacity for you to focus it on something else, because worrying about shit is stressful, is bad for your health, all of that stuff. So if you don't got to worry about that stuff, but she shouldn't have to worry about your judgment. And you just show her she can't trust your judgment. So shit, if it was my daughter, I would tell her, get the fuck on.
Period. Now, I mean, do you think that he should have went over what he was going to do? Like,
I don't feel like he should have done it, period.
But okay.
Like, that's, again, you a woman would be a fool, absolute fucking idiot, to submit to a man that ain't told her no type of plan. And like you're a fucking idiot if you do that, because that's why you do it. Because this man comes to you and say, look, this is what I got in this is what I got as a foundation. This is the plan. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it. This is what I need you to do. And you should see some progress towards that. And if you don't, then you just playing a fool. Because that's dumb. To believe something when somebody's showing you something that's the opposite. You cannot put your future and your kids' well-being into the hands of somebody that's showing you they're irresponsible. Because that's irresponsible.
That's true.
So, like I said, it's I know a lot of times people just misconstrue stuff. It's my standard for myself will always be higher than my standard for a woman. But that's why I'm not going to compromise on my standard for a woman, because I don't compromise on mine.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
And I mean, I don't feel like I said, I don't feel like anybody should be settling.
Oh, for sure.
The woman shouldn't be settling, the man shouldn't be settling. And that's, if nothing else, that's really my whole position. Is just simply, I ain't asking you to settle, so you can't expect me to settle.
Mhm. Mhm.
So when my sandwich like Subway, when my
But what if it's like
when my little blunt rolled up, look, hold on, look.
oh my God.
No, because this sounds super simple. I'm about to show you something.
Devin, where are you?
So you see this?
What the heck is that?
It's a roller,
Oh, I can see one. Okay, it's a
right?
roller.
So, but this is my point. Anything that I asked a woman to do, I gave her the tools to do it. So all that slave shit,
Wait. I wasn't ready for that.
all that slave shit. No, it's easy. If you go in my kitchen, it's, I mean, freaking mandolin is like, because again, I use this stuff myself. I buy stuff to make life easy on myself. I'm not gonna get a partner and then make stuff hard on her. So if I'm going out of my way to make it easy for you to do everything that you gotta do, I'm not trying to hear no excuse about whatever.
Okay, so is this a tool? What is
Yeah,
it?
look. You see this? So like this, you just fill it up with weed, right? And then you close it and you put the paper in there and just roll it, and then roll it up.
How does it hold it together though?
You seal it.
How do you seal it?
So once you put the paper in there and roll it to just like a little bit, then you lick it and then seal it. But again, like, ain't nothing that hard. Nothing.
Okay.
What
if she
go ahead?
What if she rolls it differently, even though you gave her the tools for it?
I don't care. Like, as long as that bitch rolled up, I don't care.
I cannot.
Can I smoke it? Like, I ain't look. This ain't no this ain't no fashion show, or like, man, I don't care what it looked like. Is it rolled up? Is it sealed? Do it got weed in it? Can I light it and smoke it?
Okay. I don't know stuff. Okay. This is for me. So how much do you put in it? Like, how do
enough for a blunt? I wish.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The choir minds like to know. What do you mean? Like, do you just?
I'm trying to think if I got something that I could use, because I don't have no weed.
Well, then how can you expect something you don't even have? You don't have a product.
I'm talking about right now. I'm trying to think of what. I'll show you real quick.
Because I'm just what?
I'll find something.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to Candid Convos, where you could get relationship advice and also learn how to roll a blunt. And you're not learning how to roll a blunt from scratch. You actually have a tool that's going to assist you. It's kind of like the electric can opener. You just you got me on that one. You got me on that one. You got me on that one. Where is your brother? Not angling the camera. Oh, we're doing a tour. Okay, wait.
All right.
I don't know. Okay.
All right. Super
wait,
simple.
hold on one second. Wait. Disclaimer. Disclaimer.
This some seasoning.
Wait. Clarence, wait. Okay. Okay, all right. So here on Candid Convos and Candid Conversations, this is
All right. That's what this is. This ain't no weed.
And we are in different locations. I am in Georgia, so I'm not doing anything illegal. Where he is, he's doing things that
I'm in Vegas. First off,
and it's legal there.
But even if it wasn't, this ain't again. This is some kitchen seasoning.
Right. This is for learning purposes.
Right.
But not for children. Not for children.
I got tips.
What is that?
Right. I'm about to show you because this. So my second wife used to do this because I showed her. She did it. So I buy these in a pack. It come 4 in the pack, right? These are wraps. I got a whole case. I buy them by the case, right? So it's like 20 packs in a case. It's 4 wraps in each little pack. So I will roll up 4 at a time so that I just have them ready and then I'll just put them back in the pack. All right. So these little tips, like the end is perforated. So you do like an accordion fold back and forth. And then you just roll it. Right? So this makes a little tip.
I'm watching. I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm watching.
So you take the tip and you put it inside, right? And
where'd you put the tip? Where's the tip at?
It's under my finger.
Okay. Okay, got you. Okay.
All right. So I normally would have a little wrap, but I'm gonna scoop this with this. So you can just scoop it up with whatever and dump it in there. All right. So you put whatever in there and then you close it. And then you just rotate it. Right? So all the stuff is in here. The tip is in here. And you can do papers or wraps.
What was that you just took out of it? Like
this just a little thing to keep the so the wraps are wrapped around this little plastic straw and then it's wrapped in this plastic so they don't dry out. All right. So you just put it in there. And roll it.
Is that made out of wood or plastic?
This? You talking about this?
No, the holder.
Or the wrap?
No, the holder.
This is plastic.
Okay.
Right? So as you roll it, it's just gonna wrap it up, right? And then you roll it till you just got a little bit left. And then you pop it open. That's it. So as I'm saying, it's nothing complicated.
I have a question.
Yep.
Can you buy that already made though?
What? Pre-roll weed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was
but pre-rolls is not really good value.
I mean, you just can't go to Sam's or something and just like
can't buy no weed from Sam's.
Well, I mean, can you buy wrapping paper from Sam's like in bulk?
Well, I buy them from the smoke shop. I'm sure they. I mean, they might have them at Sam's. I don't know. I don't
And
know.
now that's an investment.
But I mean, it's gonna be the same thing anyway. So when I say,
Wow. Wow.
so like I said, I buy them. It's a case. It's 20 in here. It's 20 packs, and I'll be good for like a month or two. So,
Okay.
so yeah, like again, anything that I do,
Okay.
it's starting
All
off
right,
that I
man.
do it myself. I do it for myself. Make it easy on myself. So it's easy. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know it's not hard for any woman to do any of the stuff that I ask her. Because all I'm asking her to do is take it off my plate. Because I'm already doing it, and I already put whatever in place to make it easy for me. So it's easy for her.
You just showed me how to roll a freaking darn blunt. Like, and I went to a PWI, and I've always seen people do this, but I didn't see the whole contraption
Because
thing that you
everybody
had
don't
going
have
on.
one. Like that's most
So
people just
is it
roll up
exclusive?
by themselves, right? Most people just roll up like this. They'll just put the stuff in there,
Oh my gosh.
right? And then they'll roll it up without the thing. But that's what I'm saying. Like I try to get stuff to make it simple and easy, right? So they roll it up like that and seal it without the thing.
Okay. And please forgive my ignorance at this big age. Okay, so when you put this tip, this
Yeah,
is it the tip is not made out of the same paper that you're rolling
no.
your marijuana with. It's not.
So the tip,
Okay.
the function
Yes.
of the tip really for me is just so you see people like smoking, they call them roaches,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they all small, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you put the tip in there, right, it's only gonna be weed from here to here. So by the time you get it down to the tip, you're not wasting no weed. You just throw it away. Because if you roll it all the way with weed, once it gets so short, you're gonna be burning your hand. My grandma used to have one of them little, it looked like
Yeah,
some
well,
scissors, but it's the little
yeah,
pin. Yeah, I ain't got
yeah.
time for all of that. So I just put a tip in there, right? So you smoke it down, the tip stops right there, right? So by the time it get that small, it ain't no more weed.
Okay.
So I ain't wasting no weed. You just smoke it down to the tip and then just throw it away.
Okay, so it's the same process of like doing cigars and stuff, basically, from what I'm gathering.
So,
Okay. All right.
but yeah, I
We need to do
mean,
a show on that.
huh?
We need to do a show on that because I can't believe you just showed me that. Like what?
But even
That's
with you saying
cool.
that, like,
That's
but that's
cool.
my point. If you
That's
if
cool.
you was my woman, I would do the same thing. I would go through my process, show you exactly what I do, and ask you to do it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, so when I get home, my blunt ready. So my point is, so how long it take to roll four of them little things, right? It probably take
Mhm.
5-6 minutes, maybe. To cook, depending on if it's kids in the household or not, like cooking don't take that long, hour or so, whatever. And then cleaning up after yourself. If you can't do that for somebody that's literally taking care of you, then I mean I don't need you.
I can't with y'all young men. I can't. I cannot. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't.
Why you keep trying to lump
I
us together?
can't.
Devin is Devin.
Devin is
I'm
Devin and
Clarence.
Clarence is Clarence. I know. The thing is, you're different, but yet you all have the same need, and just it's hard to describe because you don't know me. You don't know me, but like I keep saying, you just blew my mind right now with that. That's crazy. That's not crazy, not bad crazy, but like in my world, that's just like I'm that's like Discovery Network right now. It was just
But as I'm saying, all this stuff is simple, man. All of it is simple. Nothing is unreasonable. Nothing is something that's demanding, strenuous, complicated. Nothing. So when people like, oh, you really that serious about yeah, a sandwich, yep,
so you need your so you
yep.
so you gotta have your blunt, your sandwich. I cannot. I'm trying to find.
I ain't saying
So
I
your
want no
blunt.
sandwich,
So
but I'm
your
saying if you gonna fix me a sandwich, fix that motherfucker like it matter.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you two are alike. Like it's funny. But you're being serious. You're being like y'all are dead serious. It's funny. It's funny. Ha ha ha. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. This is funny. I cannot. This is funny.
Because I mean,
Because
again,
so your blunt is
you're
equivalent
not
to like
getting
Apple
you're
Crown.
not getting no half-ass effort or outcome. I didn't pay half of the rent. I didn't fill up half of your gas tank. I didn't take out half of the trash.
That's true. Ooh, my butt too. You're right.
Like,
You're
so why should I get this half-ass effort when, however you want to phrase it, you know what I mean? I'm contributing to you living a certain lifestyle that you don't have to be responsible for financially, that you don't have to go do things that you don't want to do to pay for things that you want to have or experiences that you want to have. And at the end of the day, I mean, I'll listen to anybody who want to talk about it, but I feel like it's going to be impossible for somebody to convince me that that don't make sense, because it's not about me. It's just period. It don't matter who it is. Same thing. Like, I got paid what I got paid selling timeshare because it's hard, not because it's easy. If I didn't sell, I didn't get paid. Like, that's life. If you don't do whatever is required to get what you want, you don't get it. If I don't show up to work, you know what I mean? But it's the same thing. But it's just like, it's easy for people to wrap their head around committing to do stuff basically to survive. But you'll do more, you'll work harder, commit more time, and have a lower quality of life to maintain independence. Go for it. Because I only need one. I don't need a bunch. I need one woman that's fine with that. And I'm sure it's one. So when I come across her, then she'll be over here rolling blunts and fixing sandwiches. And
I can't with that. That's just
and making fresh squeezed lemonade and dicing up watermelon and what?
Making fresh. Okay, I'm here for the lemonade, but the wait, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't, little brother.
Cause I do it.
I cannot.
Cause I do it.
You said okay. Well, then maybe
Now, here's the thing. If a woman want to come and pay all my bills, I cook and make the lemonade and roll the blunts and make the bed and do the
freshly
laundry
squeezed
and
lemonade.
everything else. Yes, that's
Okay,
what
like
I was just
lemon
drinking.
juice. Wait,
That's what I was
wait,
just
lemon
drinking.
juice. Okay,
Don't
lemon
do me.
juice,
Don't do me.
lemon juice, or there's a lemon that's being cut up and squeezed. That's what I'm just saying. Like, would you really know the difference? I know I would, though. But would you really know the difference, though? I cannot. I cannot. Where is your
There we
brother?
go.
What is your brother with this lemonade right now? Stop! Stop!
That's what I do.
Stop!
So yeah, she gonna do the same fucking thing.
You're extra. You're so extra. You're extra. You're extra. There you are. There goes the extraness. There goes
What is
the
extra?
extraness. There goes the extraness. There we go.
What is extra?
The
What is
lemon.
extra?
You actually straight up have the lemon juicer, squeezer, majiggerman thingy, whatever.
Yes.
There goes there goes the extra. So you gotta have your sandwich, your freshly squeezed lemonade, along with your the blunt thingamajigger. I can't. You know what? I would love for you to come back. I need to have a 30-minute one. 30-minute conversation. Okay. On this whole sandwich, because there's more to this sandwich, lemonade, and rolling of the blunt.
Why I gotta be more to
Because
it?
I'm just saying there's more to it, because like with your brother with the whole apple crown with no ice. I mean, it y'all are so simple, but yet not. You have
How
the lemon.
no.
The lemon.
Yes, because I just made me some lemonade.
The lemon.
And I literally made 1 cup because we was getting ready to do this. That's why it's 1 lemon sitting over there.
The lemon.
Made 1 cup of lemonade. And it's the thing. It take 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So yeah, ain't nobody finna convince me that I'm not worth a couple minutes here or there for some simple shit.
I mean, so you could tell the difference between. Let me hurry up and get off this darn thing. So simply. Let me stop. Woo!
And yes, it's a
Okay.
difference between that and Simply Lemonade. It is. But I drink Simply Lemonade. I don't have a problem with Simply Lemonade, but I don't buy it because why? When I can make lemonade.
I cannot. Oh my god.
But here's the thing. You don't see no woman here.
I'm just
But
okay.
so my point is again, I'm already doing these things for myself. So you're not gonna come
Okay.
and then think I'm about to settle for some other shit.
Right. Okay. Sandwich.
It'd be
blunt,
different. It'd be
lemonade.
different. It'd be different if I was over here drinking Kool-Aid and then you got here and I'm like, oh, you need to make me fresh squeezed lemonade. Nah, that's what's already here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm not finna downgrade nothing in my lifestyle to take
you
care of
should.
somebody else.
As you
Don't
should.
even make sense. I'm gonna pay for somebody else to downgrade my lifestyle. Make that make sense.
You can't.
And like I said, it ain't that hard. Everything over here organized. Like I'm a very
No.
simple person. Like, nah. It is it's too easy for a woman to come
Oh,
play this role. Too easy.
okay. All right. Okay. We're now at three hours in. Okay, so Jesus. Okay. You have anything you want to end? Anything you need to-
And that's why I'm single. Cause
It's gonna be a while. To be honest with you, you might need to go and pop the balloon. I'm just saying, you
I
gotta
bought them pop the balloon things. I've seen like one woman on there that made any kind of sense.
Okay, so you might need to go on pop the balloon. Maybe that one might be there for you, because that's I cannot. Or you need to go to church. And then deep south. Just saying, deep south. And this person has never been on an airplane before. Never stayed in a hotel before. Or she stayed in a hotel before, but she had to enter from the outside to go into her room.
Oh no.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. I'm going to let you go. We're going to end this show with Candid Conversations and Candid Convos. You will learn how to relate to men at times, relate to women at times, have relationships, look for a partner, look for the one, or just tell someone they're not the one, and also roll a blunt at the same time with freshly squeezed lemonade. Hey, you can't get that anywhere else. You cannot get that anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and end this. Clarence, thank you so much for joining us for tonight. And do not hang up until the ending is completely done. Okay, so where is the ending? I'm sorry, I'm still on the whole blunt thing. Okay, and outro.
Thanks for joining us on Candid Conversations with Daniel and Devin. Whether you watched us on video or listen on audio, we appreciate you being part of the conversation. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay candid.